He is at the live desk with more now. Don, the J. Paul Getty Trust now owns the massive.
He's like, it's too cool.
Oh shoot. Damn it, I forgot the key. What's going on YouTube? Auto Addict fans, everyone, thanks for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. I really appreciate the traction it's gaining. It's not growing like a crazy YouTube channel, but I am gaining fans on the regular, and people obviously like what's going on. Or maybe they don't and they're just watching me fail miserably. Whatever works. But in either case, I got another issue. So just an update on the channel basically. The F80 has a cracked windshield. The E90 has a throttle actuator issue, so I bought 2 replacement throttle actuators, getting replaced on Thursday. And then I also have a secondary air pump failure, but that is not an issue because technically I'm gonna code or tune the car anyway, so that'll remove the cold start, which will remove the secondary air pump in its entirety. So that code is gone. This car is perfect. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but I get anxiety when I get any type of small issue, and then when one issue happens on a small car or one car and then another car, it adds up and my brain can't tolerate it, so I have to fix it right away. So this windshield crack, I know I say I'm OCD and I've been irritated about it, but I let this run for a few months, but it actually started up way over there. If you can see, it's kind of hard to tell, and then now it's stretched all the way down to the driver's side right around there, and now it's starting to get annoying. And I figured since I'm tracking it, autocrossing it, and then taking it on these car events, I might as well just leave it kind of busted. I mean, it's not broken. Use it up, and then now I'll just change it out finally. And another thing was it's kind of hard to get an appointment because guess what? Everyone's chipping or breaking their windshields. And then for the E36, there's a whole bunch of things that need to go down, but I'll do that in another video. I mean, you guys are gonna already be seeing the intro to that video, how I got it, what I think about it, things like that. And then I'll slowly start to tell you guys what the plans are for this car. It's not gonna be an extreme build like my F80 or E90, but it's gonna be clean as hell. And all 3 of these cars lined up together will look sexy in my eyes, and maybe a few others. Maybe others will call me lame, unoriginal, not extreme, whatever, but I'm very clean when it comes to my mods, at least in my eyes. So I keep it simple, OEM plus. I know everyone hates that term, but that's just what I do, and I just do it like that, and it works for me. And I get a good amount of comments that people like the way the cars turn out. So, you know, it's not for everyone. I'm sure if someone else had the same amount of money, they would do it a different way, buy different cars and do different things, but that's the reason why you make money. You do what the hell you want. All right, let's try this again. So as you guys could see, my crack went from here. It was very small before. It still wasn't repairable. It was over 6 inches. Stretched across, went behind the mirror. Now it's finally met me on the driver's side, so it's time to change it for sure. I know it's probably dangerous to drive like this. I get it, but okay, it's getting fixed. So let's let bygones be bygones. And of course, I'm in a rush, and I'm low on gas. You know, this car, it honestly hasn't been driven that much because I drive the E36 daily now, which is a good thing because I'm still keeping it under warranty. Not that that really mattered ever. I always drove this daily. I drove it everywhere, rain, shine. I don't give a crap. But, you know, now that I have the E36, it's kind of nice to be able to get the mileage kind of low on this car, keep it lower on this car. I'm not a preserver, but it's just nice to spread out the miles, you know. I really put a ton of miles on this car. It's brand new, so I kind of feel good kind of spreading it out.
Listen to that exhaust though, God. And if you guys could smell, all it smells like is gasoline. And I kind of love that. But yeah, it's bad for your brain cells, so stand back. Guys, I'm gonna do a video on like how to drive DCT because I actually get a lot of questions on how it differs from automatic, and it is a lot different. I mean, even the driving characteristics are different, and how you have to drive it is kind of different because if you drive it like a normal automatic, it'll be jerky as hell. So I'll definitely show you guys how to do that.
The other thing is, it's not because it's low on gas, but the temperature gauge, I literally do not touch anything above 3,000 RPM. Personal preference. I don't know the science behind it. It's just a matter of I let things warm up and I let all the fluids get where they need to get. I don't care if I'm overdoing it because I'm doing less harm than foul. Because I know I've seen people around my block start the car and just go for it right from the get-go. I know that's not good for it. So I'm sticking to my methods. All my M3s have been running very high mileage if they need to, and there's no issues. I mean, granted, these aren't high mileage, at least in my eyes, so they're getting there, but they are running well, and all they've needed was like basic oil changes. But really, when that temp gauge gets near 250, that's when I know the oil coolant temperatures are right at spec. And then I will start slowly going over 3,000 RPM. And then after that, solid 10-15 minutes into the drive, then I'll give it the beans. And I'm not worried at all. I don't baby this car. I treat it with respect though. And once it's at temp, I disrespect it. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. I don't disrespect it. I take care of this thing. But trust me when I say I don't baby this car, okay? It's not just like a toy that sits in the garage. This thing was daily driven. Now the E36 kind of took the spotlight, but nothing against it. It's just, you know, preserving this a little bit more. You always got to shake it out, man. You always got to shake it out. In case you're wondering, full tank of gas, $59.51. At a gas price of $4.24. Thank you, Chicago, Crook County. Fuck you. This is literally how gentle I drive this car until it reaches operating temp. So I know it's hard to believe, but you know, I drive this to work 25 miles a day when I did, and I would do the same process. Trust me, it's annoying, and it is kind of hard to be this, you know, careful in terms of not revving the car too high, because you do get a little excited. I mean, I do, at least when I drive this car. So I definitely want to feel the boost and I want to give it the beans. But the problem is I don't want this motor going that bad because it's expensive. So I'll take care of it for 10-15 minutes, sacrifice, and then I'll give it the beans. You know, that's all it's asking me to do. And then after that, that's all I'm asking it to do. So it's a mutual respect right there. But as you can see, you know, I keep everything on the lowest settings the first 10-15 minutes, so that way even if I do accidentally press the gas pedal kind of hard, it doesn't do a crazy downshift. It doesn't go to a higher RPM. It just kind of chills around the low RPMs. It's just, again, there's no science. I haven't done any research, but you know, I took an E92 M3 to 100,000 miles, original rod bearings. What? And then I have an E90 M3, solid original rod bearings. Guess what? 60,000 miles. And this one, no crank hub, tuned since 7,000. Guess what? 49,000 miles. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you know, that's the way to go. You don't need to do those fixes. I just believe there's a little bit of forum hysteria along with personal shop gain if you do bring the car to get it fixed. So that's just a personal opinion. Obviously, my personal opinion could land me into a nice, sweet motor repair, which could really be expensive, but that's the risk I guess I'm willing to take. But it's one of those things where I feel like in my mind I'm not taking a risk, and the way I take care of my cars, it's I think it's excessive, but it works. Operating temps are starting to rise, so we can start pushing the buttons now. So I like it in sport mode. It's not obnoxious burbles, still keeps it semi-classy. I put the suspension comfort because I'm old, and steering in comfort because I'm not looking for a workout right now. That's just how I cruise it on the daily. Oh, let's put the D on 2. So this way it shifts a little bit more aggressive and a little bit later, and then once it warms up a little bit more, I'll do a little pull for the boys and girls. Automatic fans? I don't know. Most people like to accelerate in a tunnel, which I usually do too, but check this out. Guys, we made it. We're at Safelight Auto Glass, and this is in Wooddale. It's a pretty close location. I have one closer to my house, but I've been to this place a few times for windshield repairs, not because I'm a bad driver, it's just how Illinois is, but they've done a perfect job every time. So it's time to do it again. All right, let's keep this video on topic. Look at all these windshields, obviously, windshield repairs. That's the bay where they work on the cars. This is where they keep all the product. It's a good sign that they're working on a BMW already, just because, I mean, I'm not saying it's anything special. It's not an exotic or anything like that, but you just want a perfect seal and you don't want to deal with issues. And I'm glad that they'll be working on a bunch of high-end cars so they know how to do it, and this isn't the first. Yeah. Got that creeper capture. All right, first you had to remove that cowl. This one right here. Sure. Look at this crack, got all the way up to here. Can't wait for it to be fixed. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's not that easy to drive on the daily. I drive it to the city. Yeah. Say it again? It would, but man, if you drive DCT is the way to go, dude. Yeah. The sealant all around. Yeah, I do a little YouTube. Nothing crazy. I'm nothing big or anything like that. Just documenting, because I have this one. I have the E90 M3, the V8 one. And then I just last month got the E36, you know, the old one. I got a manual version of that one. Yeah, so that one. So that's why I started like a channel, so people can kind of follow along. But it's nothing, I'm no YouTuber pro. Future, maybe, yeah. Then I'll buy a GT3 like I promised everybody. But I said you gotta watch. Yeah, exactly. Tell your friends, that's all I can say, man. Fresh glass, finally. Perfect install, just perfect look, and no more crack in the middle, so that's much appreciated. Everything went back together like no issue. So thanks again, Safelight, and hope you guys enjoyed. So now the windshield's fixed, the F80 is done, and now I can move on to the E90 today and do some work on that, and then finish up the E36, because I want the F80 and E90 to be perfect, so that way my only stress and concerns are on the E36. I know, I sound like a psychopath. All right, see you guys later.